But yeah, just take us through a day in the life of CHEZZYBOY.
Man, a day in the life of CHEZZYBOY, it's cool, laid back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's rough, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's smooth. I mean, it's up and down, you know what I'm saying? First of all, the beginning of my day, I'm a single father, you know what I'm saying? I get up every day, wake them up for school, you get them off to school, get focused on my grind. By the time they get home, we doing homework, you know what I'm saying? Whatever we got to do, to keep them focused. That's the main goal, you know what I'm saying? And in the midst of all that, being a single father, I still managed to keep the full-time grind on the music, to the videos, to the movies and everything going, from touring and everything.
Right, and your youngest, the Sauce kids, right?
Right.
Okay. What kind of plans you got for them?
Man, right now, they focus on sports right now. You know what I'm saying? They love music. They always doing music. But right now, I don't force them to do music or do sports. I just let them be free-minded and have their back with whatever they're doing. And right now, they just focused on more school and sports right now. And that's what I really want them to be focused on, school,
For sure. How long you been out? I've been following your your program for a minute.
Right.
And I've seen you be behind the scenes of a lot of other people. And those other people may not even have, gave you your credit that may be due.
Right.
So, how long have you been out here in the game, just in the rap game?
Man, well over 20 years, because I've been doing it since I was probably 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm like one of the first artists besides, the older cats older than me, just to take off and get a little fame in the city. And then take off and, take it outside the city. I'm one of the first to take it outside the city. No, I am the first to take it outside the city. Because a lot of OGs before me, they never paved the way. They never showed us how to do the game. They never showed us the wrongs and rights. They never showed us what to do and what not to do and how they fucked up and not to fuck up, you know what I'm saying? The older generation over me never showed us nothing. And that's why today I'm so more involved with the younger generation up under me, you know what I'm saying? So I can teach them about copyrights, teach them about, how to register their music, BDS, SoundScan, and stuff like that, because they don't know. A lot of them out here just go to the studio, rapping, throwing it on YouTube, and I try to teach them the business of the game that was never taught to me, but it was hard for me to learn it.
Right. So that's an interesting point, because for somebody who may be sitting at home now, and in their mind they feel like I got a homeboy that can make a nice beat.
Right.
I feel like I'm good with the rap, so let me find a man who will record me, make the song, and just throw it up on YouTube. Kind of go into the process of what a person needs to be doing as far as getting a business right.
I mean, the main thing to me is don't stress yourself too much about the business. First thing you need is the product. Without the product, you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? So free your mind, focus. Don't worry about getting on. Don't worry about trying to get no record deal. Get with your homeboys. Have good sessions, have fun. Because when you have fun, you make good music. When you stressing about, is this gonna be a hit, or I gotta make some money, the music really don't come out as strong as you want it to. But when you get in there, you just have fun, you know what I'm saying? Build you a product. Once you build you a product, find out how to go. It's different people in the city, find out how to legalize your product. And then you just go from there. Start focusing more on the business and how to grow it and promote it and market it.
What would you say would be like the missing link for Charlotte right now, as far as blowing up nationwide? The baby kind of brought a little bit of attention to Charlotte, but
right.
It's not like that hard concentrated look at Charlotte other than him. So what would you say is that missing link right now?
To me, it really ain't a missing link, man. It's a lot of love and hate. That's all it is, man. And then there ain't enough people like me that's willing to risk giving other people opportunity and caring about other people's music. It's always somebody criticizing and talking down on each other. the baby, I'm sure he can put everybody in a comfortable position. But, you know, I doubt he'll put a nigga like me in position, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't kiss ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm a stand-up type man for myself. And I got too much power, you know. It's a lot of reasons. A lot of people always ask me, Chizz, why you ain't on yet? I say, man, I've been on. I just ain't rich. You know, I've been living my dream. I've been doing stuff people, like, I don't did so much stuff in my life. You know, I'm happy with what I done. I done been places people will never go. So it's all on how you do it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to say it's a missing link. It's just a lot of love and hate, man. You know what I'm saying? The baby can't put too many people on. He trying to get on himself, really, you know, establish himself. So he making good music, doing his thing, but I think he can do more, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, you know, people like the baby. I interview people too, you know what I'm saying? I hear people that like the baby and people that don't like the baby. So in my head, sometimes I think, how can everybody like the baby? The baby, you know, need to come to Charlotte more, throw some cookouts, you know what I'm saying, and get involved more with his city as far as kids and schools and really get involved. Don't be doing nothing to make it look good for the camera, you know what I'm saying? Nah, really get involved and see what's going on in your city, because there's a lot of people buying your records and showing you mad love, and you ain't reaching back out to the right people.
Right.
So, you know, he can't put certain people on because so many people connected to me. There's so many people, he might put the wrong person on. Like Rich Dunk, me and Rich Dunk, you know, you look at his career. I've been a part of Rich Dunk's career, you know what I'm saying? And I did an interview on Rich Dunk. He can't got Rich Dunk the next week, you know what I'm saying? But if the baby put the right person on, they get the right money, and then they come back to CHEZZY.
It's gonna tie in.
And then CHEZZY is gonna take it all over. They don't want no shit like that. The industry ain't got no use for me right now, because I'm gonna tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? The industry right now is built on more negative attention, demonized. Every artist I record is demon. They always screaming demonized, but that's another story. But, you know, shit deep. But
when you say, you know, like the industry can't really use you right now, how important is being independent all the way as a brand, you know, just to you?
I mean, it's very important to me, because I get to see my own money. I get to see where it's going. It's teaching me how to keep paper trails on my money. It's teaching me how to, you know, branch out and do other ideas to make money. It's showing me the behind the scenes of if it was somebody in control of my money, what they would be seeing and I wouldn't be seeing. So it forces you to learn, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to be with a major record label. Who wouldn't want the machine, you know? But it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot to it, man. It's a lot I want to say, but I can't say.
Would saying that, you know, you would love to be with a major record label, your whole catalog right now as it stands, is there a amount that you would accept for your whole catalog and just say, here, you can have all that and I'll start from scratch? Or is that catalog worth more than, you know, a price that you could put on it?
Man, I'm gonna put it like this. I ain't never told nobody my age on camera or nothing. I'm 37. When I was 24 years old, I had over 7,000 songs recorded. So, you know, you think about from then to now, you know what I'm saying? I got thousands of songs, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's a number that they can even figure out to pay me, because for one, I record myself, I mix and master, I push the artist, I'm a manager, I'm a promoter, I'm a videographer, I'm an editor. I mean, it's like I got my own team, so it's like it's nothing they would have to spend money to go out for me to do, you know what I'm saying? So
you think that could be a gift and a curse at the same time?
I believe it is. You know, I don't have opportunities to be signed to record labels at a younger age, you know, but things happen. Some stuff happened, you know.
So they had, you know, they had the industry night at the Hornets Arena, maybe about 3 weeks ago, I think.
Right.
Did you receive a call to perform there, or were you not interested?
Nah, they don't never call me. I get called more outside Charlotte than Charlotte. I mean, I really don't care because I always rent the club out, rent venues out, and pack my own shows out. So it don't bother me. But you know, but when they do call me, they do pay me because they know I ain't gonna do it for free. And it's not about me being cocky saying, "Nah, I ain't doing no shows for free," because I will do a free show. It depends on what's going on and how can it benefit me. So I would never turn down a free show. But you know, when I think I deserve it, I deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm gonna bring the crowd there, I deserve to get paid too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think artists should be cocky about getting paid all the time because a lot of free shows done got me opportunities. I done did shows where it was like 5 people in the building and it was an A&R in there, and a month later he had me booked on a show with Jeezy. So you know, you never take the small shows for granted. You know, perform like there's a million people in there every time. You know what I'm saying?
So I heard you express you know, on I think it was a vlog you had that, you know, you made your money off of, you know, doing shows like you were saying just now. So basically, how important how important is it for you to let people know that, hey man, you don't have to be scared to let people know that, hey, I made my money off doing my music.
Right.
Because a lot of people like to play like they, you know, deep into the streets doing something else, and you know they're getting money from somewhere else. So you know, talk to us about, you know, the importance of just, you know, being transparent like that.
I mean, it's very important because it's always about selling yourself. You are the product. And always speak big about yourself as a product. You ain't no different than Kellogg's cereal or the PlayStation or the, you know, whatever. But you are a product.
So I mean, pretty much, like you basically have become, you know, put yourself in a position to where you kind of like you the Don, you know what I'm saying, of Charlotte. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So talk to the people about developing the name Young Master P.
Man, like I grew up listening to Master P every day. I was just so addicted to the No Limit lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I had every CD, every artist came out on there. I never ever thought that I would even be involved with them. You know what I'm saying? And I was in the studio one day, me and my homeboy, like I'm saying, I was having fun. And I came up with the hook. You know, let a few people hear it. It was like, man, go ahead and drop it. You know what I'm saying? But my homegirl told me, she was like, you want to get this to Master P? And I was like, yeah. She was like, well, do the work. So I did the work. So what I did, I made clips and Instagram snippets. I started hashtagging Master P, his brothers, all his artists, people that know him. If you in the picture with him, I'm tagging you. I just started researching and just tagging until some of them started reaching out. And No Limit Gangster reached out to me. And he was like, you know, do Pete know you calling yourself Young Master P? I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So No Limit Gangster got my information, got back with me. And we all linked through No Limit Slim. No Limit Slim is here in Charlotte. So they got No Limit Slim with me, got P on the phone. P gave me the right to call myself that. Like I actually got that from Master P.
So you actually got him on the phone and got the go ahead from that.
Right.
You think that love might have came from him, you know, coming through the city? You know, he played for the Hornets at one time. You know, just the love that he had for the city, felt like he had to, you know, show you a little love.
Nah, it wasn't even about the city. It was just about personally me, him seeing himself in me. You know what I'm saying? It was a more personal relationship thing. You know what I'm saying? Then Silk came out. I got to spend time with Silk. Silk came to see me 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Did a few shows together and stuff like that. Then I started doing songs with other No Limit artists, and then they gave me like a little promotional deal. I had the right to use the name No Limit forever, and ran with it for like a year. I was actually signed to them for like 2 years.
Okay. It's, you know, as strong as your grind is, do you feel like you would be a lot wealthier if you know, this was the 90s and we were in that same era that you know, that P and them came out in? Do you feel like your wealth would be a little bit, you know, a little bit more if this was, you know, that 93, 94, 95, you know, as strong as the grind that you have?
Right. I feel like it'll be like all the way overboard. But then I can't blame it on that neither. I think it'll be a little bit stronger. Even if I was starting out today, I think it'll be a little bit stronger if somebody taught me the game. You know what I'm saying? Because we all in this game. We don't know. I get a lot of artists I record. They got so many platinum songs, like they don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all about the generations before us, man. Like just teaching. And that's why I teach so many artists, you know what I'm saying? Stuff I know, you know what I'm saying?
That leads me into 2 points that I had to make. I did an interview with Son of Barber, and he mentioned that you can do songs, you can do 1 million songs, but he like to say that he take pride in being out in the street promoting his songs, because if you make a song and it just sits on a memory card or on a computer and nobody really hears them, it's pointless.
Right.
To have a fire song nobody's gonna listen to.
Right. Shout out to Son of Barber too. That's a good dude too. I communicate with him too. So, he got some good points there. Getting out in the streets, promoting your music, you're able to meet the people who listening to you every day. So that makes them feel good, like, oh yeah, I go places and people like, Chaz, let me get a picture. You know what I'm saying? And that touches them, you know what I'm saying, just to even know me. So, I respect that and I love all my fans. So, he made a good point there.
Another point that he was making about how other cities have like a no-fly zone. And I don't want to, say that Charlotte is kind of lacking in that area, but one thing he did mention is how you have so many artists, they can come to Charlotte and pick up a big bag, and they don't really have to show no love to the artists here. Mm-hmm. Being that the CIAA is about to have its last year here, and we've seen, since the CIAA has been here, every year, you have the big artists come in, they perform, they charge, a lot to get in those clubs. Would you say that, Charlotte as a whole needs to implement, some type of front line that say, hey, if you come in here to Charlotte, you have to show love to a certain field or level of artists that are, in the city?
Nah, I don't believe in that. It ain't the artist's fault. The artist doing what he got to do to feed his family. It's the people in control fault. They know what's going on here. So a no-fly zone here, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't even recommend that. I mean, because you don't know. You disrespect this artist, what you forgetting you might end up in his town too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they're just like clout chasing and shit just to trick the mind. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't recommend none of my Charlotte niggas do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just get your grind together. And a lot of that shit got to do with the promoters who book these dudes. They know what's going on in this town. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So don't get your mind caught up in that no-fly zone shit, man. Just learn how to get the bag yourself. And, I wish these promoters and club owners would get the shit together. You know what I'm saying? If they gon' no-fly zone all the promoters and club owners. You know what I'm saying? And the radio is not responsible, for doing a lot of shit that they look out for a lot of niggas. You know what I'm saying? I used to be mad at Power 98. The whole city know I was on a rampage just doing crazy shit to a lot of niggas. So, but I was doing that and didn't understand what I was doing. Like, because nobody taught me the right way how to do it. Mm-hmm. So I used to get angry, like, I got this clout, I got everything, why is y'all not playing my music? That's because I wasn't promoting the shit the right way. I wasn't getting it hot in the clubs and doing it the steps I needed to do. And Incognito, DJ Butterfingers taught me that. You know what I'm saying? So,
with that being said, I've heard a lot of people express that same anger and aggression towards No Limit. They may see No Limit and back when it was cool to have your CDs so you can hand your CDs out to people. Right. People will express their anger towards No Limit because he wasn't necessarily, like you say, playing the songs on the radio or as receptive for their CD. Do you think now that Instagram, YouTube, and other platforms like that is out, it makes it easier for them to say, yeah, we got one right here because we can see his whole package before we even listen to his music,
But I would say, as an artist right now, don't focus on the radio. the radio is going to pick the song up if the song blows up. You don't even have to go to them. You know what I'm saying? And I follow the steps. And Cocker tell me, man, go get that shit hot, Chiz. You know, I love you to death, but go get that shit hot first and see what the people like. Because I'm not going to play nothing that the people don't like. And he'd keep it real and tell me that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, an artist should just work his record.
Have you had records that was, in your opinion, hey man, this record hot, it's gonna take off, and then people don't really mess with the record right then, but you know, someone may hit a record 6 months, a year from then, and then all of a sudden, you know, people take a liking to it, and you know, you're looking like, well, you know, I was trying to get you to like it, you know, 6 months ago, ain't nobody want to mess with it. Have you had that experience?
Yeah, I definitely don't have that experience coming up, thinking I had the right one, and it just don't do nothing. So it's all about timing too. Some songs are, you know, if you don't drop it in the right time of the feel of the year of the people, you know, people can be feeling energetic because the music they're hearing on the radio. You know what I'm saying? But you go drop a song that sounds slow and singing, and they might not want to feel like that right now. So then you coming back around to the winter time, re-drop the song. Okay, everybody chilling, it's cold outside. People, that's the type of people music people want to hear, different seasonal type songs. So, you know, summertime come, songs speed up, you know.
So that kind of you know, gives a little insight to having you know, a musical IQ, knowing what music people want to hear at certain times of year.
Right.
What material, you know, you need to put in that song for a certain time of year, because you know you're not gonna really have like a song like a shake your ass song that's dropping in the middle of, you know, December or
right,
something like that.
Right. It's all about timing and season. You can pretty much listen to your own music and get that feel of it, you know.
Even if when you're making it in the studio, it sounds very, you know, it's hot to you then,
right.
But you like with your musical IQ, you may say, yeah, this is something I gotta hold back till, you know, it get a little hotter or whatever.
Right. See, I got a song called Charlotte is the City. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I recently dropped it, about a year and a half ago. But I had already made the song like 6 years ago, and then shot the video because the baby, you know, he was bringing so much eyes on the city. So I dropped it at the right time, and people started feeling it, you know.
Give us the backstory on the name Big Bird. How you get the name Big Bird?
Man, right now, man, we in the hood. We on Sesame Street right now. I got all kind of characters out here. I got the Cookie Monster. I got everybody, and they call me Big Bird on this block. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't come from actual, you know, thinking about Sesame Street and how to put something together. Nah, it just naturally came. You know what I'm saying? And one day I was flying down the street in my van and shit. You know what I'm saying? And one of the junkies told me, he said, "Don't be flying around here like you Big Bird." And then it just went from there. They started calling me Big Bird, you know. That's so cool. In my head, when I was making the song, I was picturing this street right here we on right now. So we on Sesame Street. It's called Lando Street, is the original name, but we call it Sesame Street, you know.
That's real, that's real.
Like if it wasn't raining out here and snowing and shit, you would have came through here, it would look like Compton. You would have been like, good God, all these junkies out, what the fuck going on around here? Just where you got me at. But you know what I'm saying? You good.
Yeah.
I'll say two things. Very important what you said about the whole thing about Master P. When the first time I ever watched your movie, like I didn't know who you were. I went and Googled Charlotte movies, literally. And I went into yours, I started watching that movie, I finished watching that movie, then I went to another record, listened to it, and I was like, who is this man? And I asked him if he knew you, and he was like, yeah, that's Chezzy. He do this and do that. So with the Master P thing, I feel like everything that I watched so far, you are like that, because you're trying to put your city on. Everybody in the city, whether it's movies, music, and everything that you're doing.
Right.
And people, like you say, some people love that and some people hate that. How receptive of that, you know, are people to you?
You see, like, I know the difference between me and CHEZZYBOY. My real name is Sanchez. CHEZZYBOY is a character I created from my name, you know what I'm saying? So people like, fuck Chez and fuck, man, that's CHEZZYBOY. You ain't say nothing about fuck Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? That's personal. So I learned to separate my mind and take constructive criticism and stuff people don't like. All right, okay, the next one, I'm gonna satisfy your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to separate Sanchez and Chezzy. You know what I'm saying? When I'm with my boys and doing the family thing, I'm Sanchez all day. You know what I'm saying? But I transform into CHEZZYBOY when it's time to do what it do. Like I wake up in the morning, sometimes I never know who I'm gonna be. CHEZZYBOY the manager, the promoter, the videographer, the whatever, gonna pay the bills and keep me going and, you know, keep me straight and take care of my family.
With you know, with you mentioning, you know, your name and whatnot, you have a lot of artists now that they kind of piggyback their names off of an artist name that's hot.
Right.
You know, your name is more of an original name.
Right.
Do you think that the originality of your name kind of, you know, tail ends your success to, you know, to push your success even farther than it is now?
Right, because it became legendary, something that I built myself. It wasn't nothing that I had to think about or thought about, like, what can my name be? No, people always call me Chez because of my real name, Sanchez. So, you know, one of my homeboys in middle school and high school used to call me Chezzy, and it just started just sticking. So my name was Chezzy way before this rap shit. I done got my name from the streets, you know what I'm saying? So I don't got to live in the streets no more, man. You know, I ain't been in the streets in a while, but I'm still in the streets with the people. As far as like out there thugging and all that shit, no, I'm not doing none of that shit no more. I get respected just for being me, you know what I'm saying? And I don't got to brag about, you know, how gangster and none of that shit, I mean, because the people love me for me. You know what I'm saying? I come around, I ain't trying to boss hog nobody's shit. Anybody come up to me, I talk to them, whether you're fat, skinny, ugly, I don't care, gay people, whatever. I got all kind of fans. So I got respect for everybody and people, that's why they love me so much, because I don't criticize nobody.